All right, traders, watch this video for Thursday, June 27th. I'm going to highlight a couple calls and just explain them real quick because I really want people to get behind making sure that you have a reason. I'm going to say a chart-based reason for every trade. And so OSTK was a great example of one today. Now, we had this on watch, and I'll take today's candle out of it. Had it on watch because of this massive volume day, and then 2 days lower, partial retracement, right, on declining volume. So it's a pretty good setup. A lot of shorts in the name as well. So then you can see what it did today. But what was the call on an intraday basis? For those of you that weren't there in chat today, I'm going to show you. So overstock. All right. Overstock out of the gate just takes off. For me, there's no setup there, right? I've got to make sure that I've got a low risk setup that makes sense with catalysts above and all that stuff, right? So it takes off out of the gate, so I don't do anything with it. And then it rolls over, and next thing you know, you get this volume spike right here. Tops out at 1122, and then kind of goes sideways. Now, I want to be in this name if it breaks the high of day because of that chart I just showed you, because of that big pop to slightly over 12 the other day on big volume, right? And then a couple days lower. I think people will pile into this if it lights up the new high of day ticker. So now that I've got this volume spike, I've got a lower high. You can see yesterday's high above. So I want to be in it if it gets up here, but I want to find a better way in it if I can. So this volume spike put it on high alert for me, and I basically on the mic, for those of you that weren't there in chat, I said over this little flag is my idea. Over 1122, I think 1124 or something like that is what I said. Worst case stop 1110. So what you're doing is you're buying this little flag break kind of in anticipation that that will continue this move enough to get you through the high of day, and then the dominoes will start to fall. The longer term, the daily chart will start to play out, right? So it's a way in that's pretty darn low risk. So there's your 1124. Your stop goes right here. Next thing you know, everything plays out just like we like. Now this goes back on watch for tomorrow because of this massive volume day and a strong close. But what a great low risk entry today. And if nothing else, whether you're a member of our chat room or not, you should look for setups like this because they're low risk, they make sense. Everything I do is based on getting in something where I should be right away, and so I don't have to worry about being underwater, right? And that was a perfect example there, overstock. A lot of shorts in the name. One other one that it just came out of nowhere, really, and it wasn't a huge mover, was this GNCA. Didn't have it on watch, but all of a sudden it gets this big volume spike right here, right? And the news sounded pretty good. Here, let me, right there. So the news sounded pretty good. I think it was GlaxoSmithKline bought over 1 million shares. Don't email me if I've got the numbers wrong, but something like that. I heard it on Benzinga today. Over 1 million shares on this secondary offering. So, you know, that's a big name buying shares of this company. So I see this big spike. The news sounded good to me. The daily chart's pretty beaten up. So I'm watching it and it's coiling, right? And I basically, over the mic, for those of you that weren't in chat, said this could be a good 5-minute buy setup. You've got a high, lower high, lower high. 388, if the next candle breaks this candle's high, with a 380 stop. So 8 cents risk, and it never stops out. And it wasn't a huge move. From 388, I think it went to that 418. But still, a good example of a low-risk setup and other factors made you want to get in the trade. All right, so there's a couple examples of, you know, if for those of you that weren't there, what we kind of do on a daily basis. What am I watching for tomorrow? AQB, really nice move here. A few days lower, nice narrow range on this pullback and declining volume. So that one goes on watch. VUZI, really nice move here, nice secondary move here. You've got kind of a 2-day high right here. You had a nice bounce yesterday, and then today's high was very close to yesterday's high. So I like it over that 2-day high. RTTR, love this chart coming in today, but it didn't give any kind of a setup. But I love it over the 2-day high. Yesterday's high 113, today's high 114. Love this over 114, knowing that you might have a catalyst here and here. This thing looks like it's ready to squeeze. So that one goes on watch. WKHS. There's something I don't like about this one. It's interesting. You know, I love whole number inflection points, right? So the whole number 3 If it breaks that, and there was a big seller today and actually a hidden seller there on the tape, but if it breaks through that, you look to the left and you say, well, it hit 27 on massive volume back here. So if it gets through 3, you could maybe say, well, it's going to retest that 327, and certainly if it gets above that, it could continue. So I like the setup, but my problem with it, anyone who's been with me any length of time already knows my problem just by looking at the chart. It's been running for a week straight to get up here. So I'd like to see it pull back for a couple days, but I am going to watch it, all right? REKR, this one's kind of obscure, but it's really made a nice move from like $1 to over 220. Looked like it was reversing, and then today right back up. So it only traded 543,000 today, but I do want to watch it. TLRY, this is one of my favorites going into tomorrow. I got to zoom in to show it to you. It had a really nice move here. It doesn't look like much, but it went from basically 40 to 51.03, and then a couple days lower, and then a nice narrow range day today. I really like this over 48 tomorrow. I think it might end up taking off and retesting this recent high of 51.03 to be exact. So I want to watch that one. NETE, big spike today. I believe, and if you traded today, you saw the Bitcoin moves, or what people theorized were Bitcoin-related stocks. I do like this one, but Bitcoin got a little weird this evening. I'll try to find that for you. All right, so I slid this Bitcoin chart over. You can see right here, it's 15-minute candles. And this is, Bitcoin is, to me, is like the Wild West of trading. I don't know why anyone would trade Bitcoin when there's other stuff to trade that really makes bigger percentage moves and is way more predictable. But, Bitcoin in one 15-minute candle went from a high of 13,675 to the low of 11,790. I mean, that's nasty action right there. I don't know where it's going to be when we open tomorrow, right? But anyway, that probably slapped a lot of these Bitcoin-related stocks down today, right? Something to think about. So we'll see where it opens tomorrow before I get too interested in something like an NETE, but I think NETE is worth watching, maybe back through 5 tomorrow. EARS, there's nothing compelling here. It closed at 281. The chart's ugly, but in after hours, this went up to like 320, and as I'm talking now, it's trading right around $3. Go to 60-minute candles. So maybe a gap play tomorrow. All right, this is 60-minute candles. Maybe a gap play. We'll see. I don't love it, but must have had news in after hours. I think I saw somebody tweet, they canceled an offering or something. But that's not a pretty daily chart. I still think it's worth watching. I already talked about Overstock. It's just a massive move today and a strong close. It's had issues with 14 back here, and it's made a big move. So I'd like to see it maybe do 2 more days like it did here, right? Another couple red days, and then maybe a rip through 14. Certainly worth watching tomorrow, but I feel like tomorrow is not the best day to watch it. I'd like to see it flag for a little bit. GNCA, I already talked about too. With the extra volume today and a fairly strong close, maybe a follow-through day tomorrow, maybe a red to green, something like that. XSPA, massive move today. Hats off to Nicholas in chat today, who grabbed this right in the 250s here on one of those buy zone pullbacks we teach. We have a free webinar about how we buy pullbacks, so that was an amazing grab. It's basically right about here, right? Right at 258, I think he got it. Man, it was off to the races from there. Anyway, it closed pretty strong. I don't know if this was deemed a Bitcoin play. I'm honestly not sure. Looks like it's trading at 391 in after hours, so this may be, by the time we open tomorrow, I may not even be a little bit interested in this, but goes on watch nonetheless. NAK. Don't love the sub-dollar stuff, but big volume today and a fairly strong close, so we'll keep an eye on that one. IGC had this nasty reversal candle yesterday, but then kind of reversed back to the upside today, maybe back over today's high tomorrow. We'll see. And then AMC, I had it on watch today. No trigger, so it goes back on watch tomorrow. I just think this is short-term overdue for a bounce, all right? That's my entire list, and we'll see you all in chat tomorrow. That's all I've got. Have a good night.